Didn't a bunch of celebrities take those PPP loans? Why, yes, they did. And not only them, CEOs, corporations, congressmen, politicians, and people who didn't even have businesses. I'm sure these people who are worth millions, if not billions, really needed that money. I'm just hoping they didn't spend it on trafficking. Content creators have made nice little spreadsheets, and they've included what their net worth is and what they took out in a PP loan, and whether it was forgiven or not. Now, they are going to audit all PPP loans over $2 million, and even those underneath that, if they suspect there was any fraud, whether they were forgiven or not. Now, in the video I made, everybody was accusing everybody. It's the Democrats' fault. And they're like, no, it's the Republicans. Well, let me tell you, it's both. It isn't just one side or the other. Now, when Trump was in office, he signed this $2.3 trillion relief spending package. Now, I honestly thought this was just to help out all the small businesses so they didn't go under and they could pay their employees. But clearly, that's not the case, because it seemed everybody was getting in on it. And when Biden came into office, he continued the plan. Now, people are telling me, oh, well, they can only go back 3 years. You're fine. No, not so. When Biden was in office, he extended that to 10 years. So that's why a lot of people are getting letters in the mail or subpoenas, and some people even getting arrested at their workplace or in their home. Well, you can't throw all of us fraudulent loansters in prison. There's too many of us. No, they can't. I mean, we don't have enough prison space, but that is a big moneymaker. So perhaps they're going to be building some more. Many people have actually just gotten the letters or the subpoenas, and they've got slapped with a fine and interest. And if they're willing to pay those back, they're probably going to be just fine. Hopefully, the ones going to prisons are the ones who didn't have businesses, who used other people's information and data and opened fraudulent accounts and took out loans. And stay tuned, because I'm going to tell you where you can look at your mother, your brother, your cousin, your uncle, your last employer, or the one you're working for now. I'll show you where you can get that information. Now, I'm wondering how much accountability the banks are going to take, because I heard one person in the comments saying, yeah, they worked at a bank and their salespeople were like calling everybody up on their clients and saying, oh, you need to get in on this. And this person says, I worked at this bank and it was wild. She said, apparently the people on FB were asking anyone who banked at this bank if they wanted free money. Well, let's just be clear. Nothing in this world is free. And if it is, you need to be very leery of that. There's always strings attached. She said PP loans just dropping into personal accounts nonstop. Never trust the bank to tell you what you're signing. Make sure that you read it. Now, sadly, there were a lot of small businesses who need that money and they couldn't get it. They were denied. Now, obviously, if you're somebody who read through the paperwork, you knew what you were signing, you understood that 60% of those PPP loans was to go to payroll checks so that you could keep those people working and pay them, then you're fine. If you're one of those employees who took the loan and then laid off those employees and kept the money, well, you might have a problem. Or if you're one of these people, this guy says, I know a gov contractor whose business never skipped a beat that got almost $5 million and invested it in real estate.
Oh, no, 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 no.
And how about this one? I know someone who owns a home healthcare business who took out nearly $300,000. She used it to remodel her home and buy her brother furniture. I had other people in the comments saying, yeah, my boss wore plain everyday shoes, and all of a sudden after they get the PPP loan, they got all kinds of Louis Vuittons are coming to work in. These are the people who should be worried and maybe not sleeping at night. Now, this is my favorite comment out of them all. Don't accept money or blankets from the U.S. government. Unfortunately, those Native Indians didn't just get free blankets. They got a whole lot more than they bargained for. People be out there like, oh, it's free. I'll take 3. And me, I'm like, no, let me see the fine print and what's the catch? Now, the comment I got the most out of that video was this one. You need to tell me, us taxpayers who are giving you our hard-earned money, and then we're in a time of need, have to take out a loan to get that money back. Yet you'll give all kinds of free money to, I don't know, immigrants and other countries. And maybe we need to do an audit, like whatever happened to the money from a 9/11 that went missing. Still don't have answers to that one, yet you're coming after us. Now, I say this a lot. We are in a season of karma, and you have to be blind not to see it, because everything is coming out into the open. Just like that passage in Revelation says, in the last days, the sheets will be torn back and every little dirty deed that was done in the dark will be exposed. We see what's happening with Diddy and his friends. And how about former Abercrombie and Finch CEO arrested on Schmeck's trafficking charges? Now, people like him might spend some time in jail, but I promise you, they'll probably never pay a red cent. And that's because these people have all of their money in private trusts. Klaus Schwab told you, you shall own nothing and like it. And that's exactly what they do. They put it in a private trust. They don't own a thing. Matter of fact, I think P. Diddy told us this.
Lawsuits though, Pop. Ain't none of them getting shit. I ain't worth nothing. Ain't got shit in my name anyway. Don't even worry about it.
On the previous video, somebody asked me, is Kim K on that list? And of course, I went to Pandemic Oversight and I plugged her name in down here under Bauer's name. You can enter anybody in there. Like I said, your mother, your cousin, your brother, whoever you want to, and look their name up to see if they received those PPP loans and how much they received. Unfortunately, when I tried to do it, it froze up because I'll bet everybody's going over there. So it might be crashing, but give it a try and see what you get.